it's Allie Edwards, and I'm back for December Daily, day 11. I am in progress here. I had a book club event last night, which was awesome. It was our Christmas book club, and everybody wore pajamas, and we exchanged some of our favorite things for gifts. Super fun, and so that's a little bit why I'm doing this later in the day today. I'm playing around with the idea. One of the things on my list that I wanted to try, or I wanted to play with this time, was doing a photo printed on vellum. And so I took the same photo, I repeated it again, and made the bottom part larger in Photoshop there. And then I made a PNG file that can be, and actually I'll save this and you guys can download this, Book Club Love heart here. And I want to make this into a page and have this be opposite of where my story will be over here. I don't always repeat photos like this, but I love the one in color, and I also wanted to use it over here, so I'm just going with it, and I didn't take any other photos that would really fit. But I love this idea of playing with this. This is actually going to be a page, so it will be cut to the size there. And then I will figure out something to do on the other side here. But what I'm doing right now, so I used my silhouette. This is, so first of all, inkjet printed on vellum, and I'm going to cut that out. And then I used my silhouette, to cut the heart out. And I wanted to put the counters, the little things on the inside here are called counters. And I wanted to add them back into my words here. So I'm kind of picking them out of the insides. Not on all of them probably, but on a couple of them. Like I'll probably do the B there. And I'm right now only relying on the adhesive that's coming from the mat. I have a brand new mat that I'm using here today, and which means that there's a little bit of adhesive that's sticky on the back there right now, and it'll stick them down. So let's see if I can get this. The B, I think, is the one that I want here. That will make it look a little more like a B. I think the L is probably fine. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. Then you have this leftover. I could use this for something else if I wanted to. I'm just going to push it down. I'm probably going to use a stapler to staple this down potentially. I may just leave it and see what happens. I'm also still working on my traveler's notebook, and I'm filming myself along the way. So when I am all done with that, I will share it as well. Okay, so this again is cut to the size of the page protector, which is about, I think, 6 3/4, let's see, 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. And you can measure your own there as well. Let's see. Yeah, and it's, you know, on this one, it's kind of the close enough is good enough too. Just making a separate page. So the idea here, printing on vellum, the main thing is you want to make sure that you have vellum that fits your printer. So if you have an inkjet printer, you want to order inkjet vellum, and I'll link you guys to the one that I'm using. Also, let's see, I didn't do any other special settings on there. Like if there wasn't a vellum setting on the printer, the Canon that I was using there. So this is just gonna go in here as a page, which I just like that. That's super fun. And then I'm gonna do just a little bit of journaling. Let's see. I don't know if I want to add that on there. I'm going to consider how I want to add the date. And I'm going to mark off, use a check mark to mark off on there. Let's see. I'm loving incorporating the vellum as a page itself. And I think what I'm going to do for tomorrow is have some kind of a heart that could go on the other side that will relate to this story that's going to be happening here, which this one will be day 12 because I already have that on there. This is from the Product Play 2 workshop, December Daily Product Play 2, which is still available. You can still join in if you want to get some additional page ideas. I have a note here to myself to try something with the mink, and I may do that on this day, or I may wait for another day. In terms of hole punching, I am using, this is the 6-hole punch that I like to use, and I always just use the page protector as a guide here, laying it on top, just to make sure that I'm getting in the same spot, and then turn over turn this guy over, the actual page, excuse me, the page or the hole punch over to be able to get it in the right spot there. It seems to be kind of catching. You can do that, or you can just, you know, put it in there and hope for the best. This one seems to be a little bit, let's see, I'm gonna pull it out. These are all the things, you know. Okay, I'm gonna say that wherever I get it is gonna be good enough. I still want it to be kind of the same though, let's see. Doesn't seem to be flowing all the way in there today. If I lay that on top, then I can kind of see it a little bit better, I feel like. Let's see. Trying again. It's hard to do it when it's on camera too, because you get in these weird body angles of trying to make yourself be in the right spot. You know, for some reason it's like not going in as far. Okay, I'm gonna look at that off camera just so I can see a little bit better of what's happening in a different light, and then I'll pop back on here. All right, so I got it in there. That worked out okay. I also added a little bit of adhesive underneath these. I just lifted it up a little bit to make sure that it stays in place. And I'm still kind of considering stapling it on there, and I think I am gonna do that. The stapling sometimes just makes me feel like it's actually in place, but you could do brads or something else too. Let's see how far. Actually, this may not even go in that far. I could do it one on the bottom. I also have a long reach stapler. Okay, so what else could I do? I think I have some star brads somewhere. I'm gonna see if I can find those. I know at some point I did. Let me see if I can find those. And then I'm also going to work on doing a journal card there for that. But this is basically how it's gonna end up looking, and then I will treat the next day with whatever it needs as well. Let me work on that and I'll jump back on here. All right, a couple things. One is I want to use this journal card, and I actually ended up just using the digital version of it so that I could type my journaling directly onto the card. So that's going to go in there. You can see it's a little bit different. I printed it on photo paper. You can print it on whatever kind of paper that you want to do, or you can just handwrite it directly onto the card. But for what I wanted to write down, I decided to go ahead and print it on here, and that allows me to be a little more intentional about what I am writing down. So I'm going to cut this to 3x4, and we're close enough to that, something in that range, and then we'll slip that in there. And then I want to show you a couple other things that I have going on here. I grabbed one of the chipboard pieces from that's from the Liz Tamanaha kit, excuse me, the Paisley Press kit. But I also wanted to look and see, oh, actually, you know what I'm going to use instead? From the chipboard set, there's a heart here that says Gather Together. And that's a nice repetition of the heart over there. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. I kind of thought that I had something like this. Or from the main kit, there's also these small little hearts that you could use. Something, you know, like that as well. One of those would look good on there too if you're doing something similar. I like the repetition of the shape. So I'm going to add that on to the photo itself. And I did find some star brads, and I'll show you what I'm thinking about that in just a second here. So I'm just going to put this right there. Excuse me, definitely having a cold here. Then I want to check these boxes on this card, which I think is super cute, that you can check off. You could like put a little stamp on there. I think I'm just gonna do a small X. So this was eating, drinking, laughing, storytelling. These are all the things that we do. Listening, relaxing, chatting, merrymaking, fun. Okay. So that's just a fun little card from the main kit that you can fill out. All right, so let's move over to this other heart here just so that I can talk about a couple things. I found these brads. So these are star brads. I got these at Michael's. They're gold star brads, and what I'm thinking is that I will just like put one right in here, and I'm also thinking I keep bringing out these gold ones, and I was gonna see for my number 11 here, let's see what this looks like if I do 2 ones and then the star brad on there. I just want it to be straight. I also printed out or cut out with my silhouette the reverse version of this heart. So if you wanted to have a heart behind this heart, and I'll show you what I mean in a second, that file is also for you in the download. It'll have 2 different silhouette files. One is the book club part, and then the other one will just be the heart, the reverse version, which I have it around here somewhere. I gotta find it. Let's see, let's do the brad first, and then we'll locate that. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna stick the brad right in here. This is just gonna give it a little bit of extra protection, I would say. See how I get that cute little, yeah, those are super cute little brads. Okay, and then I'm gonna locate this heart that I cut out, that of course now, when I'm looking for it, I can't find it. And that's gonna go on the back side. So when I do the story, the next story, actually, I'm thinking about where else can I put another star? Maybe on here too. Let's add maybe a brad on here, like on laughing. Maybe I'll add 2 of them, like, let's see what this looks like. Just to highlight a couple of them, and that'll be a nice repetition with the star right over there. Yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna do laughing, and I'm gonna do listening, or relaxing. How about that one? Excuse me. Okay, and then I'm gonna find that heart, and I'll jump back on here again so we can, there we go. Again, those are from Michael's. You can probably find them online too. I'll see if I can link some up when I put the post together. Okay, now I gotta find that other heart, and I'll jump back on here. Okay, so here's the other heart that I cut out. I just cut it on white cardstock because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna put on there, but it's gonna be able to go right on top, and it will be the exact same shape of this heart here. So you'll be able to adhere it right on the background. That can also help if you're putting more adhesive underneath here and you don't want to see the adhesive through the vellum. I'm not going to adhere this down. I'm going to wait until I do my story tomorrow, but this will be able to tie into the story over here. So just something to think about, and that's included in the digital download for you as well. All right, that's a look at day 11, and we'll move on to day 12.